helping to erase your pain and changing your future. Chapter 6 and 7. The rest of the school year passed by in a blur, and before Izuku and Itachi knew it, it was time for the UA entrance exam. Thanks to Itachi's dads, they were well prepared and were going to take the recommendation exam instead of the typical entrance exam. You ready for the exam? Izuku asked, looking over at Itachi in nervous excitement. Yeah, Itachi responds, uncertainty and anxiety shining in his eyes, even as his face remains neutral. Hey, you'll do great, Izuku says seriously, lightly bumping Itachi's shoulder with his own. Thanks, Itachi replies, and even though he smirked briefly at Izuku could still see the anxiety dancing in Itachi's eyes. Before Izuku could say anything else to comfort Itachi, a whistle blew, getting everyone's attention. Alright, everyone, this exam is simple. When the whistle blows, again, run the obstacle course. Got it? The instructor asked. Good. The instructor says once everyone nods their head in understanding. In that case, the instructor states, blowing the whistle, and everyone takes off. Hitoshi and Izuku were in the lead, followed closely by some kid with a scar around the left side of his face. Izuku didn't have too long to dwell on it though, as he focused on the race. He jumped and dodged and surged ahead of everyone else. By the time the finish line was in sight, he was well ahead of the others. In the end, it was Izuku, then Itachi, then the kid with the scar on the left side of his face, followed by everyone else. We did it, Ito! Izuku cheered, jumping up and down in excitement. That we did, Itachi says, nodding his head with a small smile on his face. I can't wait to tell Dad, Izuku exclaims, before pausing in his jumping and blushing. Who? Itachi asked with a teasing smirk. Aizawa-sensei, I said Aizawa-sensei. Izuku squeaked, doing a good job of impersonating a strawberry. I don't think you did. Itachi smirks, loving teasing his foster brother. Izuku groans and buries his face in his hand. I'm never going to live this down, am I? Izuku asked, already knowing the answer. Nope. Itachi responds, popping the P. Hey, some giant kid calls, walking over to them. You guys did really good, they say with a wide smile. Thanks, Izuku responds, with a wide smile of his own. Yeah, thanks, Itachi says with a small smirk. What place did you come in? Izuku asks, tilting his head to the side like a cute puppy. Fourth, the kid exclaims happily. That's awesome! Izuku congratulates. Oh, sorry, Midoriya, Izuku. It's nice to meet you. Izuku introduced himself. Shinzo Itoshi. Itoshi introduced himself next. Yaorashi Anasa. Yoarishi introduces. Oh, sorry, it looks like I have to go. Yoarishi says, looking down at his phone that just lit up with a message. Hope to see you in UA. Izuku calls, waving goodbye. Same. Yoarishi calls back before disappearing. We should go too, Itoshi says, looking up from his own phone. Okay, Izuku replies, grabbing his stuff and following Itoshi out. I can't wait to tell them I came in first, Izuku exclaims as he and Itoshi make their way out of UA, and Itoshi listens with a small smirk still on his face. He loved his foster. He loved his brother. It was a long and painful wait for their acceptance letters to arrive, but when they did, the boys couldn't help but yell in excitement. We got in! We got in! Hizuko exclaims, jumping up and down in excitement. I can't believe it! Hitoshi gasped, tears in his eyes and disbelieving small smile on his face. Well, believe it. You guys did great. Yamada cheers, clasping the boy's shoulders. And as a reward, we're taking you two out for dinner and dessert. Aizawa says, hiding a proud smile in his captor scarf. So you two better go and get ready. Shirakumo states with a smile. Yes, Hizuku and Itoshi exclaims, jumping up and rushing to their rooms to get ready. Yamada, Aizawa, and Shirakumo chuckle at the boys' antics, But before long, they were ready to go. They got in the car and made their way to Izuku and Itoshi's favorite restaurant. The group laughed and joked the entire night and had a great time. The food was great, and the company was even better. All in all, it was a fantastic night. There is one more thing, Aizawa says suddenly when there's a lull in the conversation. Izuku looks over at Aizawa, giving him his full attention, unaware everyone is now watching him. When Aizawa was sure he had Izuku's full attention, he passed over an envelope. What's this? Izuku asked, looking up at Aizawa, Yamada, and Shirakumo in confusion. Just open it, Yamada says, trying to contain his smile. Confused, Izuku opened the envelope before shutting down. This couldn't be real, right? There was no way. The is this real? Izuku asked, looking up again, unable to process. It is. Yamada, Aizawa, Shirakumo, and Itoshi reply in fusion. Yes! Izuku exclaims, rushing over to the other side of the table to hug his parents, before rushing back over to hug his brother. All we need is for you to sign it. Aizawa says, for once, not hiding his fond smile in his captured scarf. So are you going to change your name? Hitoshi asks, looking at Izuku with a soft smile of his own. Yeah, I've actually been thinking about Shiramadazawa. Izuku replies with a small, fond smile. That's a nice name, kiddo. Yamada exclaims with an approving nod. I love it. Shirakumo cheers with a wide smile. Me too. Aizawa agrees with his own smile and nod. And on that day, Midoriya Izuku became Shiramadazawa Izuku, and Izuku couldn't be happier. He now had a family that loved and believed in him, and he wouldn't change it for the world. And for the first time in a long time, Izuku realized he was actually looking forward to the future, and he wouldn't have it any other way. Extra. My mom's live in America, so I'm staying with my cousin and his grandma. Denki explains, gesturing to Nato when he said cousin. Extra number 2 takes place before Izuku is officially adopted. Hey Itoshi, Izuku starts looking over at Itoshi. Yeah? Itoshi replies, looking over at Izuku. Why did you never change your last name? Izuku asks, tilting his head to the side. My parents died before my career came in, and I wanted a way to remember them. Itoshi answers with a shrug. Do you ever think you'll change it? Izuku asks. I don't know, Itoshi answers. That's totally fine. Izuku replies with a smile. I was just wondering, Izuku says, turning back to his notebook. This was the last part of this fanfic. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to go and support the writer. The link to the fic and author is in the description.